Night Terrors Titans issue 1. Andrew Constant with Scott Godlewski on art. Like
Not enough start. Look, there's two characters that I fan out for on this show that I catch flack for a lot, and one of them used to be Connor Kent too, but it's Poison Ivy, right? It's Pam, and it's Starfire. This issue did not have enough Starfire. All right.
Well, I think my issues. There's a few issues I have with this book. The premise of this is that a woman who I actually thought was Raven at the start of the book.
Bro, so did I.
Yeah.
I was like, this has to be Rachel. Yeah. Right? It's not Raven. It's her human side, right?
Yeah,
she's somehow unaffected by the Night Terrors.
She doesn't have like her current hairstyle, but I still just thought it was Raven because I was like, who else could it be? And then later on in the book, it's like, oh no, Raven's talking, like there's a voice talking to her in her head, and later on we find out that's Raven, and I'm like, wait, is this like some sort of weird thing where Raven's talking to herself? And I still think it might turn out to be that, but as of right now, this is a mysterious young woman who for some reason is trapped in this nightmare version of Titan's Tower and freeing all of the Titans who are all trapped, and they're all sort of like basically, what is it they're all saying to themselves? This is all that I am. This is all that I am. That's all they're saying to themselves. So they go to like Cyborg first, and he's all like linked up to cables and metal bits and stuff.
Buried underneath it.
And the young woman pulls out a mirror, which she conjures with magic, which again made me think Raven. And she holds the mirror up to Cyborg, which snaps him out of it, and he remembers who he is. Well, kind of. He doesn't remember everything, but he remembers enough. And then he's with her, and they go looking for the next person. And the big problem with this issue is that it's that over. And like we just do it with we do it with them. We do it with Starfire. We do it with Beast Boy ultimately.
The Beast Boy one, I thought that was. I mean, had they skipped through some of the other ones, I got to the Beast Boy one. I thought that one was a nice, we got to unpack a bit with him.
Also, the opening of the issue, the reason why I immediately thought it was Raven is because when she burst through the floor, it's all purple. So I thought it was color coding for me. I was like, this is Raven.
So maybe that's what it is. Maybe this is Rachel, right? Her human side.
Yeah.
The non-Trigon daughter side. And she's unaffected because of magic.
Yeah, I think the weird thing about this, though, is that I just immediately assumed it was her. So then the book tried to pretend that it wasn't at all. It was, like, weird. And I was like, what are you doing? why are we pretending that this isn't her? And then it's like, okay, no.
And the hairstyle made me think of Donna Troy, too.
Yeah,
right?
But then we find Donna Troy.
But we see Donna Troy and going through there. And, And, I mean, I think it was pretty cool with them creating the hallways and, creating their way out was a nice little touch. But it was too repetitive, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think the art's not bad though. Art's
it's Godlewski, who we're familiar with from John Kent and Super Sons.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, he's got this fun cartoony style, which kind of works. They do eventually just sort of rip their they tear the wall basically with she uses a piece of the mirror she had that smashed at one point and just tears like a hole out into like a field. And that's when they run into like a spirit or Raven who's like, yeah, I've been helping you. We don't have time to explain everything. We're trapped in the nightmare of this. And I thought it was going to reveal a character, but then it was just like the Titan's Tower looking all evil.
No, because that was based off of the cover of the tower looking all evil, So I figured that would play in a little bit, but yeah.
But I thought, because obviously, like, I thought it was going to be like, oh, we're in Dick Grayson's nightmare. Like, his nightmare is the one that's doing it all, because we don't meet him in the issue, and I thought that's where they were going with it. But they don't, so.
No, he's too busy in Arkham teaming up with the Scarecrow right now.
I guess. For some reason, the rest of the Titans are all nightmaring together as besties, but Nightwing's on his own.
Who you would think, just their links together, that would have been the story for Nightwing.
And the answer, of course, is that it's because Nightwing has a book, and that's why he's not in this team book, because for some reason they think it wouldn't make sense for having him in both, which is fine, but it just makes it feel like the rules of how this works is just nonsense. Which is the big problem with doing so much Nightmare stuff, is that it feels like they can all just make up whatever shit they want and never set anything up and pay it off, which is how I feel in most of these tie-ins. So, not the worst tie-in, but I don't have a lot of positive things to say either, really. Yeah,
me neither. Except that, I mean, not positive, but, you know, we had this multiple page stuff to get Cyborg out when it's just more of stuff that they've done with Cyborg so many times of him not being the machine and him not, you know, yeah, we had this whole issue last week at the Tales of the Titans with Starfire not wanting to be a princess and not being right. And yet she just gets one panel of her acting, I guess, like a despot or whatever. And, you know, there's nothing there for her. So a little bit bummed out on that. But that's personal. That has neither here nor there.
So there you go. What were you rating Night Terror's Titans?
I'll give this a 6.
Yeah, the art's pretty good. There's a couple of fun pages, I guess. Yeah, I'll go 5.